Everybody's affected by cancer. None is untouched by it. We were reminded of that this weekend in larger fashion when the granddaughter of John F. Kennedy and Jackie O, which means it's the daughter of one of their two kids, Caroline, the surviving child, her 35-year-old, just 35, Tatiana Schlossberg, revealed she'd been diagnosed with a rare terminal cancer of the blood and bone marrow, has less than a year to live. And it just puts into focus what we already know. With all the advances, is this really the best we can do with something that kills so many? I honestly believe the answer to that question is no. And part of the reason I believe that you're going to learn tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I get why this has been blowing up in terms of interest, okay? Look, NewsNation and certainly Chris Cuomo are not about selling snake oil and some easy thing. Here, just drink this. And it's none of that, okay? It's complicated, it's involved, and we're sitting down with a legit genius, okay? A doctor who believes he knows what will kill cancer, all cancers, okay? So his name is Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong. You Google him, you're going to find a million things, okay? He is a multi-billionaire. But he also owns the LA Times. He owns part of the LA Lakers. He's creating all different kinds of technologies, from Hollywood to warfare. He literally just delivered me a couple of improved turnout coats for firefighters that I just dropped off at my chief's office before the show tonight. That's how applied he is. Now, he has a protocol that he has been using that has worked, he says, and so do his patients, for about 1,000 people who participated in clinical trials. Here's a little bit of what we're trying to get across tomorrow night. Take a look at these before and after brain scans.
Again, this patient had a brain tumor. Now, the brain tumor, the patient had radiation, chemo, and surgery. So we've taken patients who failed all chemotherapy, failed everything, and gotten this kind of response.
Very impressive as a visual representation.
There's no chemo in this treatment, no radiation in this treatment, and the tumor is now really reducing in months.
Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong joins me now. Dr. Pat, first, happy Thanksgiving for you and your family. I'm thankful to have met you and gotten to know you a little bit, and thank you very much for the turnout coats that I gave to my chief, and I'll let you know what he says about them as soon as I can. But what do you hope comes from the special?
I think awareness, Chris. I think, by the way, thank you for having me on the night before. The whole issue here is it's sort of hidden in plain sight, or what I call a blind spot. Just to be clear, and I want to make it very, very clear to the audience, this is not a magic bullet. This is not a one shot. What we're doing is creating a whole new process where we actually use the old chemotherapy, use some of the old radiation, but in a very different way, in low doses, so that we can smoke out the tumor, so that then your immune system can go and attack. And in that sense, we needed to activate the immune system. So the paradigm change here is having your body's own immune system attack the cancer, rather than destroying the immune system inadvertently with high-dose chemo or radiation.
So the big pushback will be, wow, if this is so good and you believe so strongly, do what the FDA says and go through all their hoops, and then you'll be able to prove it to their satisfaction and you'll get approved for all the things that you want. Why isn't it that simple for you?
Because the FDA has already approved it. It's taken us 10 years of clinical trials in multiple tumor types. And what the FDA has already approved is the mechanism, which is really important. In the package insert, the label, it says, this molecule called IL-15, which is now approved, when it binds to your natural killer cell and your T cell, it expands them without expanding the suppressor regulatory T cells. That is approved, affirmed by the FDA. What is not clearly and mystifying to me, if that is the case, that mechanism of protecting the immune system is irrelevant to the tumor type that you have. So to give you an example, If you have anemia today, independent of any cancer, you get a drug called Epogen. You don't say, go do Epogen trial in every tumor type, which will take 10 lifetimes. You say, this is a treatment for red blood cells. Well, for the first time in the history of medicine, there's never been a treatment for activating your killer cells. That is the point. There's never been a treatment to activate your killer cells, which are the most important cells in your body to kill cancer. We have now done the trials in pancreatic cancer, done the trial in triple-negative breast cancer, we've done the trial in lung cancer, we've done the trials in 10 multiple tumor types, and it's approved for bladder cancer. But as you have reported, we have thousands of patients, desperate patients, with no time left in their lives, wanting to have the immune system restored, and I have to go through one patient at a time.
I know you have to make some very tough choices. Is there an accommodation? Is there a middle ground that the FDA could offer that you would take? And is there any sign of progress with government approval? Because otherwise, you know, you're going to be making choices for the rest of your life because you'll never have the scale that you need.
I was most encouraged by an article just put out last week by the Commissioner, Marty McCary and Vinay Prasad, that talks about a pathway based on plausible mechanism of action. Plausible mechanism of action. Well, the mechanism of action is not just plausible, it's reaffirmed by the FDA. And that if such a plausible mechanism of action has a different outcome with evidence of safety, which it has, because we've done over thousands of these doses in multiple tumor types, then the pathway is an accelerated approval with confirmatory either real-world evidence or confirmatory randomized trials. But that allows then patients in this country who are dying to have access, and doctors who are then aware of this to have access across this nation.
Yeah, that I think is the key part, and I hope that people get that. Miguel and I, you know, Miguel's done a beautiful job with this, Miguel Sancho, the producer, but the one question I'm left with at the end of it, and I know the administration pays attention to what we do at NewsNation, and I know they're going to pay attention to this especially, is why not at a minimum let people who've tried everything else, let them make their own choice about what they want to put into their body and give themselves a possibility, if not a probability. Dr. Pat, this is just the beginning of the conversation. I appreciate you being here tonight. We'll let the special fly tomorrow night, and then we'll continue the conversation. You are always welcome here.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Okay, bye, Chris.
All right. Killing Cancer premieres tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on NewsNation. And you can Google him for yourself. Dr. Patrick Soon, like not late, Shiong, S-H-I-O-N-G. You'll see. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.